Round 4 group of fixtures, Group 1 and Group 3 on the PlayStation 4. On the Xbox, the game that will be featured, huge game, Janoz versus FILTHYP94.
As any player in that group to have a perfect start so far. Janoz on 9 points, the man from Colombia. He's going to have a very, very interesting, start or finish. He's halfway through now, he's doing everything right. One more win, could that be enough for him? Who knows? Yeah,
he's been in this position before at a big event like this. You can see there, he finished 3rd and 4th place in Miami. He lost on the console final in that tournament, so very, very comfortable player. On the other hand, you've got FILTHYP94. He's been around the block, Season 1 and Season 2 in Miami and Vancouver. He did compete.
So both these players would have been in the same scenario before. I don't know if they would have met before in the groups. Because I know both of them didn't get through. One of them got through to the knockout stages in Miami. Still, LAN experience. They've been there, they've tasted it. But in the other game that we are going to be looking at as well, which will be on stream, is Nico Kart versus iViper. Two players that are still trying to finalise their the last few games. Yeah, because in Group 1 as well, there's only 1 or 2 players that have got the perfect start. But we're going to jump into this game now. It will be Janoz versus FILTHY. And we'll be giving you full updates from around the pitch as the games go on.
Yeah, it will be Janoz in the Colombian kit, I believe that is, and FILTHY in the Canadian kit, representing their retrospective countries where they are from.
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, it's been the formation that we've seen probably the most out of any team in this tournament so far. Team width gone down to 36. He wants to keep his left mid and right mid very narrow, condense the field. On the other hand, I believe FILTHY probably running with the 4-2-3-1 as well to match up his opponent.
We're not seeing a Suarez in behind though, we're seeing a PHILLIP.
He's seen Suarez right attacking mid.
Yeah.
So that
has he got the pace? Has he got the legs on him?
Well, Team of the Year card, I think he's got around 90 pace, so it enables him to, I think he's got 93 pace, I want to say, and then fantastic shooting, so it enables him to go down the right hand side, low German shot across the goalkeeper, like we saw earlier, Messi, Neymar, them sort of players that don't have to cut inside, they can just shoot straight across the goalkeeper. So Suarez at right attacking mid, let's see if he does make an impact for Janoz.
Of course, if you do want to get involved, hashtag FIWC Americas. Of course, you can interact with me, Rich, and Jump on social media as well. Who is your winner? Who's your favourite?
Who's your fan favourite? Who do you want to clinch that spot in London?
Is it XX Benz? Is it the players that haven't had the chance on the big stage yet?
Is it Alexander? Is it Roma Aman? Whoever it may be from the 32, let us know
who your favourite is going to be. Remember, there's still a long way to go, so do not go anywhere if you have just joined us on one of our respective streams from Facebook, YouTube or Twitch. But this game is round 4. Remember, it's only half of round 4. We show the first 2 groups, then the second 2 groups. This is Group 1 and Group 3, a PlayStation and Xbox group. This is the Xbox side, though, and it is Janoz up against FILTHYP.
Yeah, FILTHY he was in Season 1, Season 2 in Miami and Vancouver. I'm not too sure how he's got on today in the group. I think he kicked off today against Spider.
He went 1-0
in 2-1.
He went 1 up in that game, and I think everything maybe thought, oh yeah, walking the park, maybe this is going to be a little bit easy enough for. Next thing you know, concedes a goal, head drops, loses the game 2-1.
Yeah, so he lost 2-1 to Spider-Con, who was the Brazilian visa qualifier. That's how he did get to this tournament. So maybe underestimated his opponent, but there's going to be no underestimation here. He knows Janoz is a fantastic FIFA player.
Now, this isn't your weekend league. This isn't matching up against
the very best.
Regular players, we'll say, as you said in speech marks, regular, not the pro players. This event, there's 32 of the best. There's a reason why every single player is here. Look at their records. Go and look at their Ultimate Team stats. There's a reason how many wins they've got, how many wins they've recorded on the weekend league, how many games they've won every month.
And not only that, but given the level of the quality here, it proves that anybody can realistically beat anybody. It's a phrase that people say like, oh, anybody can beat anybody, but you've seen it. Costello lost his first 2 games. He then came out and beat Roma Aman. Roma Aman, one of the favourites, lost 4-0 in his first game to Epsilon Joey. We say it time and time again, it's anybody's trophy.
It is. We see upsets mainly at these LAN events because the ones that come in here, they come in here probably a little bit too cocky at times, and the players that aren't really known, they come in here fearless. It's a chance now. Suarez, Marcelo will just jump in the way there just to block a shot from Janoz. Remember, if Janoz does win this, 12 points, 4 wins out of 4. Fantastic start for him. Yeah, you've got to think 12 points. He's that golden marker. We're just speaking then to Costello, and he said if he wins his next 3 games,
he's pretty comfortable. He's pretty confident that that will be enough points to see him through in that final four, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you finish in that top four. It's all about getting in that top four and progressing through to tomorrow.
It doesn't matter how you get in that top four, whether it's ugly or pretty. You know, you've just got to win 2 games. Your 2 best games, you just need to bring.
Yeah, it's a one-legged game. It's a 2-legged game, a single elimination bracket. So
no second chances, simple. You get through 8 players. You come up against, say if you finish Group 1, you finish at the top. You'll be playing against Group 2, who finish 4th. So maybe, you said it doesn't really matter. Maybe there might be a slight advantage over them, but as I said, at this level, anyone beats anyone. We saw it in Munich. You know, with the situation there, it was 4 that went throughout the 5, and it was just upset after upset.
You know, how many times did we see, it springs to mind, Epsilon Fully finished on 12 points, won every single game in the group, and then went into the semi-final and lost in that semi-final, dropped out of the competition. We saw it with Kurt, finished top of the group on 10 points, lost to Maestro.
Just offside there, Suarez.
Lost to Maestro, 5 goals to 1 over the course of 2 legs. So it doesn't matter where you finish, it's all about getting in that top 4.
Consistency is key. But no goals have been scored in both these feature games at the moment. This one is 0-0 between Janoz and FILTHYP, and here comes Janoz now. Messi with a scoop turn. They're going to go back inside, so that could be marked.
Pulls long blank out of position there. That could have been disastrous for Filthy, but blank out of position to shut him down.
Into the box, he's going to head the ball. That one's just floated in. Vieira with a cheeky little side foot touch there.
Not very Vieira-esque, that.
Yeah, a bit too cocky for himself there, but here comes PHILLIP now. He's going to just back to goal, try and find a way for wins. A throw-in, though, and it is FILTHYP that will regain possession.
Yeah, it's not much to cheer about in this game so far. Both sides might be the first time they've played a Colombian and a Canadian. I imagine the connection's not too great online against each other, so this very well could be the first time that these two have faced off in any sense, not in a competitive sense, but even for a friendly playing online. So it's a feeling out process at the minute.
Here comes FILTHYP now. Min Sun there, just maybe if it had a little bit more on it, could have fell to Rude Hullet, but that one won't be causing any danger anytime soon. Of course, we're heading to jump at half-time for all the latest results. Here comes Ronaldo now for Janoz, and off the post. Second time of asking. That run just went a little bit weird for him. Ronaldo there, back to goal. Tried to get a scoop turn off, still in possession with it. Hullet, Pogba, Hullet again. Finesse, and off the post again. We've hit both posts in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he hits 2 posts in 2 minutes. Hullet and Ronaldo, retrospectively. And could that come back to haunt him?
It could indeed, because another day, that one just slots into the bottom corner. The score does remain at 0-0 in this one. Literally 3 minutes left to play. And Ronaldo will try and keep the ball going forward, but that's just going to go back to Ramos now.
It seems as though Janoz has slightly taken the driving seat in this game. He's slightly been the more aggressive of the two players.
Out of the 2 players, though, it's FILTHY that needs the points.
He definitely does need the 3 points in his retrospective group. A very tough group he's been faced with. He's got Janoz in that group, he's got Alexander, he's got Spider Kong, Walrus, who gave Alexander a very much a big game earlier on today. So let's see
how this, this second half peters out in the end, but added time of 2 minutes. This is going to be last chance free kick now to come in from FILTHYP. Min Sun, Suarez, out to Ronaldo now. 3 of the best attacking players, you could say, in this team. Just involved there.
In the game.
Yeah, most definitely in the game and in pretty much every single player's team. Maybe not Min Sun in everyone's team, but everyone has him as a favourite. That's half-time, and that is 0-0. It is Janoz that had the best of the chances, hit both posts in very quick succession, sorry.
Yeah, not a lot to celebrate in this first half of football. Both sides trying to feel each other out. You hear a cheer from the pitch, but it's going to be a very big second half for both of these players. Janoz, I think he's still unbeaten in his group. So
perfect start at the moment, 9 points out of 9.
He'll be looking for 12 out of 12. Filthy, on the other hand, he'll be looking to pick up as many points as possible to try and secure his place in that final 4.
As always, there is 8 games underway. We only see 2 in the spectacle. So let's head over to Jump to see what's going on.
We've got an exciting match on stage, but we've also got an exciting match in the pitch right now. You can see over here, we've got Zizinho facing up against NYC Chris. Now, a very interesting piece about that is that if Zizinho ends up winning this match, he goes 4-0 in his group in the first 4 rounds and ends up securing his spot for day 2. He is currently down 1-0 at the half, and so making sure that he can pull behind and get that victory to coast through the rest of the day is going to be very important. Now you can see from the graphic as well, we've got a lot of extra matches that are popping off all across the board. And so with that, it's going to be quite the spectacle as we start getting deeper and deeper into the long grind that is day one of the FIWC regional finals. Guys, it's all you.
As Jump said, you know, still a very interesting spectacle. You know, this is crunch time.
Yeah, I think he described it perfectly. The long grind. It's such a long format. Seven matches. These players won't be finished till 7, 8 p.m. today. It's all about keeping a level head throughout the tournament and playing your best FIFA when it really matters. If you've already won 4 games and you've got 12 points and you're mathematically through, maybe take your foot off the gas, relax a little bit, save yourself for tomorrow.
Let's jump back into that game now that we did leave at 0-0. Will there be a bit more action? Because at the moment, I know the post was hit twice, but other than that, the score is 0-0, and for a player of Janoz's quality, you'd be thinking, or for Filthy as well, both these players have been to seasons, whether it's season 1 or 2, they have been and they've competed at a LAN event.
They can't really use the excuse of they're not used to this sort of environment. They've both been to LAN events this year. They've both had the experience of playing with the crowd, with people watching their every move. So I wouldn't expect that to be an excuse for either of these two players.
Score does remain at 0-0 though. In this one, we'll be giving you up to date at full time of all the results that are happening around in the pitch as well, but on the main stage we have 2 games underway.
Penalty?
We think penalties given for that. Is it the consistency of the referee, or
I think Gasella gave a worse penalty than that earlier today against Roma Rahman. It looked like he just swiped his legs there, but
you just don't know with them. Is it? You either think it is a penalty that's going to be given, or it's not going to be given, and that one is not given. He's going to be counting his lucky stars there. Janoz there, the one that did hit the post twice.
As you said earlier, though, with the Bullock, he told us, he said, sometimes it's the referee. If the referee is a strict referee, you get a penalty. If he's lenient, you can pretty much get away with murder on the pitch, and he'll still not blow his whistle.
Who will bite first? Who will take their teeth into this game, and who will build in it? I think Filthy needs the points more than Janoz. I know Janoz having a good tournament. 9 points, still not enough. And it's safe to say 9 points still not enough. There's players in that group that are on 6 points, maybe 7 points. So it's still not enough, but this could give him a little bit of breathing space. Not loads, but could give him a little. Oh, that's a beautiful little run there from Suarez. Keeper's off his line. Hopefully he's not going to chip him. Cut back inside. Surely Ronaldo there.
Huge
takes
save
up a
from
fast kick. Who's that going to fall to?
Offside.
And it will be offside.
Huge save from David De Gea from the initial strike there from Ronaldo. After Suarez did cut it back, but we've seen a lot of very good goalkeeping performances today, whether it be Courtois, Van der Sar, or David De Gea. They've all seemed to be cutting the mustard, shall we say, for their respective players.
And it was a great chance there for Janoz to break that deadlock. You could have said if he wasn't offside, there probably was a big chance that one maybe just falling into the back of the net. But the score is 0-0 and time is ticking on. It seems like quite a reserved approach from Filthy. I don't know if I'm picking up this on my own, this vibe on my own, because at the moment
he's not really rushing
any urgency.
Maybe he thinks a point against Janoz is a good point for him.
Instead of going forward, risking the ball, getting counter-attacked.
Maybe both of these players think that this could be a good result to end up playing out a draw, but it's going to be Filthy here with Ronaldo trying to create something.
This could be something. Wins a call, and I was going to say, is it a case of like whole City going to Man United? We'll take a draw. We'll sit back.
I seem to remember Burnley earlier in the season with Tom Heaton having an unbelievable performance.
This could be a chance now for him. Surely Filthy, and you think one more touch out on the right foot there. That's the goal.
Yeah,
that's the goal. Finesse, right foot, Suarez, 1-0.
Just rushed it there. Just put it straight at the goalkeeper. You've got to think, take one more touch out of his feet, R1 or
the amount of time he had as well on the ball there. Going to come in now though. Messi just using that skill drill, trying to hold up play as well as he can. Philipp, Ronaldo, back to goal, back out to Philipp again. This could be a chance for him now. Kyle Walker of anyone in that attack, because he needs a goal. Time is getting on, 20 minutes in game time to come. Suarez, beautiful turn, off the bar.
Big chance for Filthy to break the deadlock in this game. Time is slipping away. 70th minute we're about to hit.
If Filthy gets a result here, it changes the complex of that group. I know there's 4 places in it, 4 important places, but it will mean that the pressure is on Janoz again. Maybe it's not enough. 9 points, maybe it isn't.
Yeah, it's very hard to speculate what will be the golden number, the magic number in this sort of style of group, because we've not really seen this many players in a group and that many players being cut. That could be a red card from Ruud Gullit.
That wasn't nice from the Dutchman. He's just put his out. I haven't done anything wrong, referee.
That could be
coming over. I think
Could
it's
be
going
a
to be a
yellow.
yellow card. You haven't seen any red cards yet.
Very much a, what's the word, sensible performance from the players. Nobody really diving in and giving away silly fouls. We've seen a couple of penalties, but
Until the scores start getting to 4s and 5s, I'm sure you'll see a bit of a rage, as players would say, a little bit of frustration, but
especially tomorrow as well with
not
the
most
knockout.
definitely. When you know that you're losing your chance to go to London, and you're going back home, you know, you're missing out on a chance to go to London to explore and just play FIFA at a very high level and be respected to the 32 best in the world. Here comes Vieira. Don't know what happened there. He just got his feet in a bit of a muddle, and
Yeah, he just took it on his wrong foot there. I think he wanted to probably hit that with his right foot, but Vieira's not got the greatest of weak foots and just put it into De Gea's arm. 77 minutes gone on the clock. This game just seems to have just calmed down a little bit now.
clever there from
Another
Ramos.
foul.
He could have just went in for the tackle, but just held back, let Humminson come in, make the foul, and Janoz will win. Now, a point isn't bad for both of these players, you could say, because a point
So
is still
10
more than...
Yeah, 10
more than
points
nothing.
potentially could be enough, given how the rest of the fixtures and results in the group do go. I remember in Munich, some players were going through with 1 point. That isn't going to be the case here. 8 players in a group, 4 make the cut, 4 go out of the competition today.
There is a lot of other games as well that are underway. There's 6 that aren't on stream. In the other game, it's 1-1 at the moment between Nico Karp and iViper. That'll be full updates there. But what's being happening here? What's being changed?
He's bringing on 97 Neymar at left wing. He's also brought on the team of the season, Alexandre Lacazette, an unbelievable attacking card, pace, dribbling, shooting, physicality. We've also got 88 Nainggolan at left CDM as well to maybe to strengthen up that midfield. So I want to see how Lacazette changes this game.
Well, here we go. Just over 10 minutes in game time now. Who will make their mark? Is it going to be 3 points? Is it going to be 1 point? Or one of these players not going to be taking any points? At the moment, I'm going to say 1 point each, because at the moment there's
Neither
going to be.
side's
But
really
you always
taking the
say,
initiative.
Rich, you get that one chance.
You will always get that one chance if you work it perfectly. If you don't pass too many, if you take the right option at the right time, whether that's a pass or a shot. So let's just see if you
These
can work
players
it.
would have been in this position, foot champs. You've been there. Extra times they've been in. Everything matters. 1 goal could be enough, because they're playing against players all over the world when they're playing foot champs at home. They're used to being in this situation, but the difference is you've got the lights, the camera, the action, and
Play against
the
somebody
added pressure.
equally as good as you.
You know, a player just wants to win as much as you because they're here. You know, they are the best as well. There's a reason why they're in your group. There's a reason why there's 32 of the best America's players here.
Yeah, and the prize will be 8 players of the 32 playing. Will be going through to that huge grand final later on in August, where the winner will be able to take home $200,000 in their back pocket. The biggest FIFA prize pool of all time.
It is today. 160,000 was at the Foot Champs in Berlin, but the FIFA Interactive World Cup has topped that, and it's the biggest esports FIFA prize. And for the first year, you know, you could say FIFA's taken that step into the esports world, a huge $200,000 prize.
Yeah, huge statement put down, and that's why you've got so many new players taking the initiative and jumping on FIFA as well. You saw Shells this year. This was the first year that really played FIFA competitively. Went to Berlin, took home $80,000.
Not bad, is it, for a day's work? But that's what FIFA does. It makes, you know, the average day man into a legend. I remember looking at his Twitter, 400 followers he was on that day. He's like 5,000 followers now. This guy, like, the amount of clubs that must be after him, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes and join a club in the end. But that's the full-time whistle. 0-0 in the end. Both players seem quite content, to be honest, with a 0-0.
Yeah, almost. It just ran out of steam there, didn't it, a little bit. Janoz with the 2 chances early in the first half where he hit both posts in a couple of minutes, but I don't think either player will be upset with that result. A point each, and they'll be both looking at that thinking, you know what, a point, good result, move on to the
We've
next
still
game.
got an extra point on the board. The way you look at it, pretty simple. I'm on 10 points now. Win 1 more game, surely that's enough.
Yeah, 13 points for Janoz should definitely be enough to confirm his place in tomorrow's knockout bracket.
If you have just joined us, this is the FIFA Interactive World Cup Americas regional final, live from Los Angeles. We are in round 4, still the other half of the groups to play. Group 2, a PlayStation group, Group 4, Xbox group. They've got to play their round 4 still. After that, 3 more rounds, 3 more games for all these players to play.
8 players in a group. There'll be 7 rounds of fixtures, and then the top 4 will be progressing through to that big knockout phase, the knockout bracket tomorrow, where it's a single elimination, 2 legs. Whoever wins that 1 game of FIFA will book their place to London.
And we are going to head over to Jump now, who's catching up with one of those players.
So it's not a loss, it's not a win, but you still remain undefeated. How does it feel to be able to make sure that you don't have a tally in that loss column?
Well, I'm very happy with my performance in the group. I have 3 wins and 1 draw, and yeah, next game I want to certify my spot in the second round.
So it definitely seems that you're creeping up, if not already established, the level of points that you need to make it to tomorrow. Even if you guarantee yourself tomorrow with your next win, are you going to coast for the rest of the day, or are you just going to keep going at it?
I want to keep going. I want the first place in the group. So yeah, I'm going to work for